Tiny robot armies taking over this town.
The Glooming Lords coming at you! A band of morose killers! Let's paint them. The scheme's good. I hate Tzeentch. That's going to be my army. So from a black undercoat, we're going to get some Vallejo model colour black grey. There it is. And then we're going to cover the whole model from head to toe. You don't have to do all the cloaks and shit though. Huh? Don't you feel good? Okay, that song's a little bit short, so rather than doing the editing madness, I just started talking to you sooner. Right, so get your black wash out. We're going to do 2 washes. Now, I shouldn't have to tell you this, but I will. Wait for the wash to dry between applications, otherwise you're just adding a big massive wash on top of t'other. It's not 2 coats if it's not dry, so let it dry. Okay, put the first coat on. I'll give you a little sneak peek of how it looks there. Look, first coat on, let it dry as I say, and then put on second coat, and that's going to give you a lovely splotchy effect on the armour. Going to give you a lovely unkempt appearance for your death guard. It's very important that make sure you let the coats dry fully, mind. If it's not dried fully and you've let a pool of undried gunk accumulate, you run brush over that, you're going to have a bad time, because you're going to lose your fidelity on the wash. You're going to get one of those little tide marks, you're going to get one of those little puddles appear where the wash has dried around the precipitation that you intended to be dry before you then applied. Luckily it's been a right hot day, so it didn't take very long to dry at all. If you listen to this soon after publication, it probably is a right hot day for you now. So apply the first coat, wait an ample amount of time. So don't see how I've not gone over. Well, I have gone over, but what I'm doing there is slightly different. If I go over a wet paddle, I'm soaking it up with brush. You can soak up puddles with brush. That's not a second coat. That is not a second coat. So what you want to do is wait for the environment in which you're in to absorb the moisture from the wash, leaving only the pigmentation behind. At that point, follow up with a second application. Okay, alright love. Get on and do that then. Okay, now the first coat of wash is dry. You can tell that by maybe running your finger along the top of the model. The second wash that we're going to do, right, is going to be Agrex Earthshade. If you've got Devlin Mud, use that because Devlin Mud was the bomb. Now the same applies again here. We're going to paint over this next. So you don't want the wash to be wet when you're trying to put wet paint on it, because it's gonna, you're not going to have any control over where that's going to go. It's going to bleed everywhere. So apply the wash liberally. It's fine, liberally, be liberal, but make sure it's dry before you continue on your journey into painting your Death Guard from Dark Imperium. Okay, so I made sure to show you it drying there so you could be absolutely sure of the point. Now you may have noticed that we've come back and I'm showing you here that it's a 1-to-1 mix of black grey and London grey for the second highlight. But you may notice that the first highlight's already been done. I lost the footage for that. When I say lost, I mustn't have filmed it, which is mad. So apologies for that. You can see why though. I get my hands in the way and everything like a knob, so I might have just got frustrated. But I just used the base coat again for that, so just go back to your black grey or whatever you used and put that over, because the washes have darkened it down so much that putting that on it's not a problem. And with this, it's the same as doing a Space Marine's face. Just progressively shorter strokes, progressively thinner highlights. So I do 3 stages of this. That was the second one, and then all the way straight up to London Grey, which you don't fret about using the specific greys I use. Grey's grey. You can just use black mixed with white and add more white. It'll be almost the same. And that's that, innit? Easy. Do it. Right, so now for the trim, which we saw was that lovely gold. What am I talking about? Gold? What a knob! What a fucking piece of shit! Oh, right, okay. Goblin green. That's what I pull out. I can't remember what the old equivalency was for Goblin green. Was it just called Goblin green in old GW money? I'm not sure. But having a look in my little drawer of wonder now, straight away I'm seeing that Moot green is probably the best one to use in GW terminologies. So just do that and then do the trim and that, innit? That easy. I probably left this long like this to edit it out, but I started talking, so that's what happens. Be more careful, innit? Now wash it all green. Okay, I'll highlight all that lime green later. Let's paint the cloak. Get your Doomball brown and mix it 1-to-1 with corn red. Doomball brown is really good for mixing with reds as a base coat. So let's do that. What's probably happened here, right? Because the way I do it, and I can't bother to edit because I've already started talking. I didn't bother to just scroll along a little bit. I've shown you that, and now I'm mixing the paint. See, that's how I work. That's how I do. I didn't mix it and then show you and then crack on with it to make editing easier. Nor did I do any editing. So, so it's literally just looking at it while I do what I want to do. It's my channel though. So yeah. Yeah, it's not a problem. So just I could talk and waffle on. I'll talk until I turn it around. Let's see how long it goes on. It's starting to wobble, so that I'm probably mixing on my table because it's a little bit rickety. So it's probably mix. Then right, that's mixed. Better now paint the cloak, innit? There you go. I know me so well. Okay, then we go in a layering technique straight to corn red. Ooh. Okay, so rather than show you just me doing layering for ages on a cloak, next I got Evil Sun Scarlet and Corn Red, mix them 1-to-1, then slightly less so than you did on the previous one. This is the result you'll get, see? Just edge it up. That very top layer there is pure Evil Sun Scarlet, and then I put a bit of Agrax Earthshade into the deepest recesses. Easy as that, cloak's done. Onto the metals then. Oily steel is a nice metal of mine. You could just easily do bulk gun metal though in GW times, or what do they call it now? Iron something, iron fang, iron wolf. Do that, get that, put it on all the metal bits. Right, and then I got out the yellow. I literally just did one coat straight from the pot, didn't even water this down. So, because it is bullshit when people say you have to water your paints down, you don't. You just do. It's good advice, but you don't have to. So just fucking axe to grind. But people fucking their brains. No, but it is bullshit and it's trite advice. Because just you could. I'm not even going to go on about it. I just painted it yellow and then I just washed that Devil and Mud. I think I actually used Devil and Mud on that because it's just better and I still have it. Because it looks better than just going with white. Normal, off-white for bandages is a very human thing, I think. So when you do the yellow, it just blends in with that off look that you get with Death Guard. So that's why I did yellow. Tiny bit of model for this much chat, really. But it's just how I do. It's what I do. Yeah, look, saying that, I did get the Agrax out. I'm a fucking liar. Wash all of the metal and the handle of that with Agrax Earthshade. Right, super quick here because it's getting a bit silent and non-musical. Get the metal colour you used out, touch up all of the metals basically as a highlight. We're not really going to go further than that because they're not bright and glistening, the Death Guard. Easy, eh? You can see that I just got bronze out to do that little bit of bronze. Alright, that's not bullshit. Okay, here's where we get to paint some of the real character of the Chaos team. Old school tentacle pink. Don't see that much these days. I like to keep it around for that smell. You know what I mean. Yeah, base all of the tentacles. I missed one here, but I'll just catch up later. In tentacle pink. And then I'm going to hit them with a flesh wash. Reichland flesh shade here, but any will do. And then I'm going to touch it up and highlight it with tentacle pink again. Keep it simple, innit? What a high octane bit of music. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, lime green time or livery green. Why do I call it lime green? You could hear. What could you use here? You can hear my little drawer there. Just use any light green. Or add a bit of yellow to your base green. Yellow is what you want to use to make a highlight out of Goblin Green, not white. Don't just add white to everything. You want to look to the constituent colours. Yeah. Or what's sort of in there. Because if you look at that from there, almost looks like I'm putting yellow over it, isn't it? That's a bit of colour theory. Not often, but sometimes. Stop! Okay. Rotting flesh. I'm going to use rotting flesh here on the sort of protruding goblin thing coming out of his left shoulder pad, his left pauldron. Just mainly the big spike bit I do with that. And then I'm sort of sloppy towards the bottom because I'm going for a sort of half semi-blended effect back into tentacle pink because, well, that's where all the tentacles are coming from, I presume, is this forest spirit or whatever it is. So do that, then I'll get the tentacle pink out while it's still wet on the model, which is difficult in this on the model. Sort of didn't say a D like a disc jockey then. Yeah, while it's still kind of half wet, I'll just mix it in on the model in it. It's not a great blend that's achieved, but I'm not taking ages to do it. And that's it, and then put it on and that. Do it. highlight the spike with a shabty bone. I'm just miring. Yeah, I'll just, there. Okay, I won't edit it then. Yeah, use the shabby bone. Sorry, I'm too funny. Okay, you can kind of see with the forest goblin thing that I have taken a bit of Deneb stone, use any off-white colour, just to fill in his teeth and his little eyeball there. I also based that eyeball black so that it would look weird if you didn't do that, so do that. Here I've got the blood for the blood god out. My assessment being that this thing has burst out of him. So presumably he's bleeding. Obviously Death Guard don't care if they're bleeding all the time and covered in shit because they love it. It's their favourite thing. So this is one up to you. You might not want to get messy with it. But I kind of give it that sort of coat of... Because he's got teeth and he's actually nibbling his own guts, so he must be covered in blood. But it's up to you, innit? It inhabits a fantasy world in which our own dreams can come true. So those dreams are up to you. Okay, we're going to do the bones now. There's a bit of a technique to this. So I start with Xandri dust, but more to the point, what you're going to do is have your dark base coat. This is actually the mid-tone because I add a bit of brown to it. So what you're going to do is you're going to fill in the whole thing. The top end's going to be nice and bright, so you can probably work up to a shabty bone, maybe even to pure white at the very tip. And you're going to have streaks in there of dark colour and light colour working against each other to give it the effect of a protruding, growing bone. Because an actual bone, the way bone's painted, you look at something like that big thing that the ogres ride, I think it's a Mournfang. You look at the way the bone's painted on that, actual tusks and things don't look like that. But because it's just paint on a piece of plastic, you need to put that type of texture in to make it actually look like an organic structure. I'll try and, well, yeah, I'll just show you now. Just look at it.
Tiny robot armies taking over this town. Chinese toys in the supermarket.
Carve no fate in a picnic table, a reference to Terminator 2 there. I fucking love that song, it's ridiculous. So as I do the final highlight there of the Shanty Bone, you can see the kind of streaking effect I was talking about. I also then grab a little bit of blood for the blood god and slap that around again because it's protruding out of his fucking head. I assume he's bleeding. Of course he is. Okay, let me explain a couple of really simple bits there. You saw me put Typhus Corrosion on the metal, then added up some Nihilak Oxide on that. That's an effect you can take as far as or take it away. It's up to you. I painted the skull with Deneb Stone and then washed it Seraphim Sepia, that's it. His eye, which you may notice is now complete, is literally just black mixed with red as the base, then a line of corn red mixed with scarlet red, and then a line of orange and a dot of orange. So the line's going underneath, the dot's going on top. As easy as that. I had to do it off camera because it's a little bit finicky, so that's why there's no footage of it. Here we go, corn red as a base for his plasma gun. Then I will end up taking that off camera as well because it's finicky to do the thing, but basically work your way up to orange. I used P3 Kador red highlight. Hear me shaking it. Well, I don't know why the fuck I'd shake it when I'm recording for my video, and I'm not even going to re-record it because I feel like a twat doing that. So do that, then just on the plasma coils just put orange on it and then work up. Add with orange, you can add a bit of white just to do the edges. It's easy as that, and then you can go, don't worry about being too neat because then you can just go back over the middle bits with corn red again, and that's it. He's done. Literally he's done. Easy as that. I'll leave it with you. Rather than let you get all the way to the end, I'll say it now. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you for subscribing. If you like my stuff, then do rate, comment, like, subscribe. I'm going to make videos on at least every unit from the Dark Imperium box, but it will be until next week now because I have to go and work at a job, which is the worst thing. It's not that bad. And yeah, so if you like my shit, do the stuff that's good for it. See you later. Thank you again, everybody. You're the real MVPs. There's a couple more shots of the finished model. I hope you enjoy Dark Imperium if you bought it. Hope you enjoyed my video. Please share it with people. Like, comment, rate, subscribe. Thank you, guys.